Hello, and welcome back to Daily Seed, the podcast where faith meets practicality. We continue our Grace to Build series in First Chronicles 28. This here is where David has been notified by the Lord that he is not allowed to build the temple because he has too much blood on his hands from being a warrior. And God has chosen Solomon to build the temple and the courts, and he's going to be God's son forever and establish a kingdom when unswerving and carrying out his commands and laws. Only if he does those things. So the first verse I got here that I really enjoyed was verse 9. And in verse 9, it says, "And you, my son Solomon, acknowledge the God of your father and serve him with wholehearted devotion and with a willing mind. For the Lord searches the heart and understands every motive behind the thoughts. If you seek him, he will be found by you. But if you forsake him, he will reject you forever." Just knowing that acknowledging God, serving him with a whole heart and a willing mind is such a big seed within itself, because having the capacity to serve God wholeheartedly is not for the faint hearted, right? You have to have a strong heart, because anybody who has chosen God knows it is not easy. Anybody who's read stories in the Bible knows it is not easy to follow God. It's simple, but it's not easy. The devil will come at you now because he knows, oh, you've committed. Now let me see about that for real. So, having a whole heart and a willing mind, your mind is not going back and forth. You are not double minded. Your mind has been decided that you are going to follow God and follow his commands. That's a beautiful thing. And the fact that your mind is willing and not in any motive that's selfish. That's such a beautiful statement. Actually, want to go back one more because I forgot to mention in 8, it says, "Be careful to follow all the commands of the Lord your God, that you may possess this good land and pass it on as an inheritance to your descendants." So, following his commands gives us good land that will stay in our descendants forever. Verse 10 says, "Consider now, for the Lord has chosen you to build a temple as a sanctuary. Be strong and do the work." It goes on to say that David was given the plans by the Spirit, and he's given all the details, all the way down to how heavy the forks are. Okay. The plans of the chariots, every room within the temple is all detailed in the plans. Verse 19 goes off to tell us all this. David said, "I have writing from the hand of the Lord upon me. He gave me understanding in all the details of the plan." Verse 20 says, "David also said to Solomon, his son, be strong and courageous and do the work. Do not be afraid or discouraged, for the Lord God, my God, is with you. He will not fail you or forsake you until all the work for the service of the temple of the Lord is finished." We skip down to the middle of 21, and where it says, "The Levites are ready for all the work on the temple of the Lord our God, and every willing man skilled in any craft will help you in all the work. The officials and all the people will obey your every command." God is going to send the help, and not just anybody helping, skillful, obedient workers. Meaning, if they're obedient, that means they trust in God to do it. They trust in God to provide it. They trust in God that those details came from Him. He gives us a detailed plan. I don't know about you, but I found myself discouraged, not taking courage, not being strong, just wallowing in my where am I? Rather than continuing the build. I think back when gave me the plan for New Satan Company. And I'm like, oh my God, you've been distracted because he gave you everything. And I wrote, just like Habakkuk 2:2, I wrote it down and made it plain. And yet I ran from God rather than running to him. And I still ran to him many times in the season, but not about this, about all the other problems I was having, because I was having problems because I wasn't doing what he told me to do. I don't know if you're in that season, but my observation here is building the temple is our responsibility. And with our wholehearted willingness, we must be strong and courageous and do the work. The details are given from God. The work is for us. And God will send skillful help and obedient help. The application here and the moment is realizing that I am called. I am chosen to build the temple. I am chosen to possess the land as a generational inheritance. Therefore, I seek the Lord, and I am found by him, and he is found by me. Lord, I am willing, I am devoted to build this temple as a sanctuary. Guide my steps, send the help to finish the work. I am able and willing and devoted because I have you. I love you guys, and I will see you next time.